Marian men's volleyball going to the NACC playoffs. Head coach Blake Badke, just talk about this team and finding a way to win.
Yeah, I mean, this game kind of showed everything. To be down, I think it was 16-19 in the third set, crawl back and take that set, that's huge. In these back and forth games, if you can take the third set, if it's 1-1, the odds are more in your favor. And then, credit to them, they kept fighting in that fourth set, and it was really good just to get that win. And obviously now to take this momentum going into the playoffs is huge.
Can you talk a little bit about Derek Wilson? So he wasn't going to lose what could be his last game at the Sadov, was he?
Definitely not. I think this group of boys, they know whenever it's crunch time, and Derek, of all people, he knows when to turn it on, and whenever he turns it on, the whole team follows. So he was huge for us tonight, and I'm super proud of him. Super proud of all the guys.
Could you feel the energy in this gym tonight? I mean, it was as loud as I think for volleyball as I've heard it in a long time.
Yeah, I told the guys before, we talked about it. Playoffs started yesterday for us in practice because we're fighting for our lives right now. Obviously, to get the 5 or 6 seed now instead of the 8 or potentially not even in. Those seniors, Keanu, Derek, Isaac, they were all fighting, and that just shows, they've been through so much, and just very proud of this whole entire group that really banded together.
Can you talk about, you didn't want to back your way in it because there was still a chance you wouldn't have gotten this victory here, but being that 5 or 6, the middle of this conference is pretty even where you drop to that 7 or 8, you're getting one of the teams at the top right off the bat. And just how big was it to win and know you're going to be a 5 or 6 kind of right there in the middle? Yeah,
it's a real confidence booster. Obviously, early in the season we dropped a set or a game or two against teams maybe we should have beat, maybe we shouldn't have. But really to be right in the middle, it's top 3. I don't even know if it's that far off, but this entire conference is competitive. And I mean, with tomorrow's matchup, obviously if Aurora loses to MSOE, if that were to happen, that's a 12th team in the nation dropping to a 3 seed. So it just kind of tells you how competitive this conference is and really what we can be doing and where we can be competing.
Once the matchups are set, what has to happen if the Sabres want to make a little run here in the postseason?
We have to win our first home game or away game. We have to win our first road game, which would be huge for us. And now's a better time to do it than any. So I think just really keeping our level-headedness and just going out and giving it all we got is really the key.
Yeah.
Back to the crowd, we talked about the Hawaiian contingents here today too. Isn't that great that the atmosphere that they bring and just the excitement to the gym as well?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've been around the Hawaiians for the last month pretty much, going back to California, but they really bring a spark and a life that, we really love. And obviously having them here, it's really good for Trent and all the Hawaiians to have their family here, and I can't thank them enough, and obviously it's gonna be remembered, these types of games.
And everybody's embraced the culture, haven't they? Mm-hmm. The guys that came up here before had to get their stuff. We got to get our gear. Mm-hmm. Also, it's kind of cool. Any last thoughts on the victory here tonight?
No, I mean, I'm just super excited, super proud of this team, and we're not done yet. So.
All right, Marian headed to the postseason, a 3-1 win over Concordia University, Wisconsin. You can find more about Marian men's volleyball at saberathletics.com. Marian men's volleyball punched their ticket to the NACC Conference Tournament with an exciting 3-1 win over Concordia University Chicago. Trent, just talk about the victory.
Oh my God, literally working our butts off. I know the second set came kind of close. Just trying to feed him down, feeding my hot hand. So just whatever works.
Just talk about your perspective, Derek, on the victory.
Yeah, I mean, we were fighting for a spot. It's winning, we're in, losing, we're going home. I'm in my last year, and I wanted it down the stretch, and I'm so proud I got to do it with my guys out there. It's such a good feeling right now.
It's one of those cases you don't want to be denied tonight. You don't want to put it in somebody else's hands to see if they're playing again.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've had that before where we come down to, wins and losses, and everybody plays tomorrow, nobody plays today. So we're just watching. You know, we know we're in. It's how high can we get seated at this point?
Can you talk about the third set, because that thing got kind of interesting. You guys, you don't want to the third set. You don't want to go down 2-1, and somehow you found a way to victory. Yeah. Can I talk about how that last portion of that set played out?
Yeah, we do a lot of drills like that, end game situations, and in practice, it's funny. Some days I just get super hot and I want the ball, and I got Trent, a great friend that knows how to set me, and it was 5 points in a a row that I didn't see anything. I just knew we had to win. I think we were down 24-22, almost letting them go up 2-1, and we had to, flip
Service
script.
run. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is it almost like a golf swing when you get in the groove, though, on the old side, you get better, where you just feel like it's in motion, and you get and you're just crushing it?
Yeah, exactly, except, in volleyball, instead of in golf, they can kind of put somebody right in front of me and kind of adjust, they can't block the ball.
Well, can you talk about coming back into that 4-set and taking care of it there and not having to go to that fifth?
Oh my God, literally, we knew this was do or die. We knew we could do this. We practiced multiple rotations with Anu on that side. So just when he wasn't working, I was feed the other hot hand, and we've done this before. We'll do it again, and we did.
Can you kind of talk about, too, the intestinal fortitude you showed, because they got to run there late. You guys could have folded up, and I think you had a 5-point lead, and how many match points, and they kept fighting them off, but then you fought away at the end. You kind of talk about being able to hold them off and not go to bed.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in you do the work early in the set, and it comes back to help you, and that's a great opportunity. If it's any different at 15, at the 15-point mark, they might tie it up or push us to extras. So we did our job, got up, I think it was 6 or 7, and it took 6 or 7 match points, but we got it on that last one.
How big was it to win, not kind of back your way in? Because the way you look at the seeding is right now, you're not pushed down to that 7 or that 8 where all of a sudden you're facing on the top team. Because the middle of the NACC this year is pretty even, don't you?
Oh yeah.
We were tested in it. We were one of those teams fighting for a spot, and we got it. It's crazy. The preseason rankings I think had us at 7. And it's looking like we'll be right now we're as high as 5th. That would be awesome. Our highest in school history is 4th. So it's putting us right back in 5th is awesome.
But what's it going to take once you get into the postseason to make a little run here?
What we played tonight.
Yep.
We're going to be full strength. We're going to be full strength. We got 2 great days of practice coming up, and nobody wants it more than us, and we just got to keep showing that.
Marian, a 3-1 win over CUC. They're headed to the NACC postseason. You can find out more about Marian.
Let's go.
On MSN.